In an emergency, seconds count, minutes count. You as a citizen dial 911 when you have an emergency. "911 is kind of that hub. That's your first level of interoperability.
Interoperability is really just the ability for different emergency services to talk to each other on common radio networks across jurisdiction lines and across discipline lines.
That became more prevalent with 9/11, the attack on the World Trade Center, the Pentagon, and then of course you had the natural disasters and you had university and school shootings.
In North Carolina, we started looking at it in 2003. And it is a priority for us, and we are looking at trying to build out the statewide infrastructure for an interoperable communications network that will serve all of the emergency responders in the state of North Carolina.
We're such a big state, and you look at the population of North Carolina, which continues to grow and continues to expand. We've got to be able to respond and respond quickly, and the best way to do that is to be able to communicate with each other in an efficient manner.
What North Carolina is poised to put in place when we complete with the Viper system is to have a standards-based shared system so that everybody can use the same technology that they use on a daily basis, and they use it in accordance with established operating procedures.
It just makes all the sense in the world. It expands capability at the local government level, and it ensures the safety of the responders because they're able to communicate with each other.
The North Carolina Viper system, Voice Interoperability Plan for Emergency Responders, consists of two components. The tactical component, which is a series of strategically placed gateways to patch disparate systems together. And Viper Strategic consists of a strategic network or backbone.
We may be 64 or 65% built out. We're now at the point where we are moving west to build towers and to solidify the communications out west, but as you can imagine, that could be slow going because of the terrain.
People at the local government level and at the state government level can communicate with each other on events that are routine and on events that are grand scale emergencies.
The idea behind it is that every responder in the state of North Carolina would have access to a common radio. The same radio that I carry and use on my daily basis would work from, as the old saying is in North Carolina, from Murphy to Manteo. It becomes a very fluid situation, and communications no longer is the primary problem. We are very close, but even when we complete the build out of the technical side within the state of North Carolina, we still have a lot of work left to do.
You don't just turn on a lot of radios and expect people to communicate well with each other. And I think those are things that we are still in the throes of developing and putting in place.
Practice makes perfect. But in emergency services, we tend to take that a step further and we say that perfect practice makes perfect. There's still procedures that have to be developed. There's going to be exercises that are going to be held, and we're most certainly going to discover areas for improvement.
What we're trying to do is build a network that local governments can connect to, that local governments can use. It's not a state network, it's a North Carolina network.
I think folks are starting to get their arms around, one, the necessity of this, and some sense of what it's going to cost to be able to do it.
We just simply have to have it. It's probably the most important thing besides having people on the ground.
I think it'll save us money in the long run. I think it will build efficiencies in the long run. It will, in the long run, save lives.